Welcome y'all to a new Waterwave TV podcast interview. You know where we at, man. We at the Waterwave TV store. We got Rock Solid Music Group in the building today. They got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We're going to learn about their story, who they are, where they came from, and what they're doing. But first, we got to cue that intro. You already know.
And while you at it peeping this shit, go ahead to youtube.com/Waterwave TV and subscribe to that shit. Yeah, you know the waves in it. Baseball, we're hitting a home run, hit it with the coldest rains. And even on my bad days, I'm a clutch to finish. The track diminished, the booth burnt, hands is itching.
We are back with the Rock Solid Music Group. I hope y'all didn't leave too fast in that quick little intro. But Rock Solid Music Group in the building. I want to let y'all introduce yourselves real quick. Maybe we'll start with you in the front.
My name is DJ Reels. I'm a producer, engineer. I also run Rock Solid Music Group and CEO and president. Also do promoting and marketing and promotion with the company as well.
Yo, this is JU. I am a artist on Rock Solid Music Group. I am also the COO. Holla at me. I am a singer-songwriter. I do a little producing. I'm learning a little bit from DJ Reels, but it's good to do that. But from Shreveport, Louisiana, repping the South, and wanted to come up here to the North.
Hey. I go by the name of Savior. R&B, hip hop. I like making slow shit a lot of the time. I like R&B music. Some people like to call it like toxic music. Sometimes I don't know. I like talking shit. Sometimes.
You like what you like.
I like what I like. What else was I supposed to say about myself? Oh, okay. From Florida. I was raised in Florida. I'm born in New York, but Countdown County, baby, 3, 2, 1, Brevard. Hey, let's go. But shout out to Minnesota. I moved to Minneapolis in like 2017. I'm an actor. That's my other huge gig that I do. That's my breadwinner. So then I started making music in 2020. Yeah. And the shit got lit. Oh, that was just my introduction and shit. Where are we getting to? I guess I don't know.
Help me out a little bit. So both of you, are you from Minnesota then, or where are you
I'm
from?
actually originally from Milwaukee. I claim Minnesota though, because I moved over here when I was like a year old. Okay. I grew up here. I grew up in the north suburbs the whole life. So
then you're basically from Minnesota.
I'm basically from Minnesota.
Yeah. Because I mean, it kind of surprised me a little. I just figured everyone was from Minnesota because I haven't necessarily got to get to know all of you in that deep level. Yeah. But yeah, Rock Solid Music Group. There is a few more artists that are involved as well. Tandy.
And they're all from Minnesota.
They're all from Minnesota.
And all the other ones that aren't here from Minnesota. Forgive me if I'm saying their names wrong, but Javon, Tandy, Freck, and Freak. See, I had
frequency.
Oh, okay. But it's only Freqq, right? Freq. And then Torian
Wright.
All of you guys have very hard names. Like I was thinking J.O., not J.U., Xavier, not Savior. I'm all mixed up around here, but I'm happy to have you guys in here.
Appreciate you.
I like one of my first questions was going to be how did you guys form? But I feel like I got a little bit of that, knowing that like you guys like share a little bit of the ownership and the roles and the label. It's not just like the owner and then artists. Like you guys seem like you're a pretty good family. But how, I guess, like if you're the CEO, how did you come up with Rock Solid Music Group and how did you start forming a team? I guess.
So it really all started in the corner of my bedroom. We put together a bunch of stuff. Went to a thrift shop and, put together a computer that was like, put together a computer that was like some little Dell desktop computer, whatever it was, and started running everything through FL Studio. Shout out FL Studio. If you don't know what it is, you need to utilize it. It's cake for everything. So me and JU, I actually heard a track that he made. He put a track on SoundCloud way back in like, I think it was 2015, 2014.
No, that was like 2017, like 2017? My junior year in college. Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, so he played a song, and I posted it on my Facebook because I'm like, I did not know this dude could do this. And like we've been friends for probably about 7 years now, and it was just wild. And so anyway, we moved in together. We lived in the same house too, and we end up starting making music in the bedroom, and then.
Pause.
You too modest, bro.
Pause.
You too modest, bro. Like honestly, it's crazy because like he knew that I made really good music.
I love the music. I love his music.
And like at the time, like I was too distracted with a lot of things. And he told me one day, because he had put his computer in his room, he was like, bro, if I buy you a mic, if I get this shit set up, like, will you do music? I was like, man, if you can do all that, bro, we'll do music all day long, man. Next day, this nigga had everything coming in. Like, had the mic system, I was like, what you doing, bro? What you doing? He's like, bro, we gotta do this. And you know, after that, we just slowly just started making music, just slowly starting. And then I met with Dwight and his friend. He's an actor. You know, shout out to him. What's his name? Corey. Yeah. McQuest.
Shout out to LaQuest. He's out there in Houston, Texas right now.
Yeah.
Banging out there.
Yeah, and then
not a gangbanger. Not a gangbanger once again.
Bro. Yeah, from there, like, I fell in love with, you know, Xavier's voice, and, you know, we had Tandy on the mic, and we knew Tandy was a spitter. And from there, we just met people along the way that every time I always consulted with DJ Reels, like, yo, this dude belong on the team. This dude belong on the team. Mm-hmm. And then once we got to sits,
he really grew the team. Like, cause I didn't want anybody else in. It was he came around. He was friends with him. He came around. Tandy, I actually grew up with Tandy. I went to high school with Tandy. Okay. And we brought Tandy in because I'm like, look, bro, you are gifted at this. I mean, he can come in there and write a song in 8 minutes, you know, and then going through and spit it, and it'd be flawless. And, you know, it came into these, and then we actually got touring and Freak later after our Poorhouse show. I tell you what, I'll say it on live. I already told him I did not want him. He pushed me, and that's a great thing. I love having him with me because he pushes me to go outside my boundaries, you know, because I'm comfortable keeping it in house. You know what I'm saying? And it's just great how the whole family's kind of come together. Yeah. We all make music together. We all are criticizing each other and how we can do better. Yeah.
Fat ass group chat.
And I mean, it's just been a bond that I think is.
Yeah, man, it's been a learning
deeper than music at this.
Deeper than music, absolutely. It's not just us doing music. It's a friendship level, family level.
It's been like
we went to fucking Colorado together. That shit was
bro.
Lit.
That kind of glue it. That like, grew us a lot closer, bro. Because we brought the studio with us, and bro, the scenery there was just crazy. But like, yeah, we grew as a family. You know, I grew up deep in the South. You know, I came up here for college, and I had no family here, so it was great.
Oh. He's over here not mentioning. He's like an Olympic gymnast.
Yeah.
No.
I seen that on your Instagram that you were at the U.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's like crazy. Like,
yeah, man. No,
it's ridiculous.
I grew up doing gymnastics, but I grew up in the church too. So like singing and but you know, the certain music that I write, you don't let people know that, especially if you're a preacher's kid. So yeah, it was you know, but Jelani saw that talent, and I wanted to just keep inspiring him, you know, because I want this group to grow. I want this label to grow. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we're being 100% real, technically Jalen and I weren't friends. I mean, and not that we were like enemies or anything. Like, I met him through a girl. Like, I met him through a girl that like I was talking to that was his friend, and I'm just like trying to be civil and not saying names. No, like it's still my friend. She's still my friend.
Don't say her name.
We don't.
So they came to karaoke, and like I sing all my life. Like I grew up singing in church, same situation. Like my family, preachers, everything. Like so we grew up doing music and choir and whatever. Then I started like acting, and then I like to just sing because I do. And so karaoke, met him. He's like, "Yo, we got a studio. Come over." Popped over, and it was like I just literally just fucking started making music. In there,
a part of the group, man.
And Jelani was like, "Who is this person?" And I never even really said like. It was just like I pulled up, and it was just like, "Hi," I'm like, and then I don't know. We really became a fucking family. Like we be everywhere with each other.
That's dope. Nights, bro. Yeah, because I'd say from like outside looking in, your group doesn't look very cookie cutter, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't look like the average like rap group, you know. Yeah. Like I'd say like just like an overall like you two and Tandy and Freak.
Nobody's doing the same
like,
thing.
No one, like none of you guys. It's not like you guys are a band. You know what I mean? Like you guys are all kind of doing your own thing, and it just looked like from outside looking in, I was like, how did they get these guys? Like how did this become the group of people, and like now hearing that, it kind of makes sense of like being friends and then putting people on with each other. Do you guys think like you guys like feed off each other? Like you've grown a lot over the like
that's how
time.
we grow.
Yeah, like
because we fed off of each other. Like there was certain times I'll make music and it doesn't sound like it sounds the same, and like I'll put my Savior touch in there, or I'll put my Tandy touch in there, and sometimes we write each other's songs. Sometimes we just like different. We really we'll send music to each other all the time, like all the time. And just like, yo, what do you think of this? And then
ideas. Does this sound good? Should I be doing something else? Like, is this too repetitive here? Or like, you know, I don't know. But like after you're in with people for so long, like you begin to like know what people are doing, or like help people. Like, cause like I professionally sing. Like I make money for singing. Yeah. So like that element and being able to help other people, like Tandy one time was just like, yo, like I appreciate you like helping me like do this thing, because now I look at this a different way. And so like just being able to like help your team figure out new things, especially with your voice. I love singing.
I would say like I wouldn't be the producer or engineer at all if I didn't have all those guys. Because especially if out of all the guys, he's brought me outside of my comfort zone so much, because I do not like. He be wanting some crazy. Co-produces a lot, and he be asking me for doing things. I'm like, I don't know how to do it. We gonna figure it out, but I have no idea what you're talking about, man.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love it.
Experimentation's great. I'll say that.
I remember when I went to your guys' show at the Poorhouse. I forget which one. It was the one that had like a bunch of people on the line.
That was the second one.
You like gave away like the TV and stuff like that. And I remember I seen like you on stage, and you were like at first I didn't even know like you like produced and you're the DJ. I just thought you were like the CEO, the label head, you know, like the guy that's like signing all these artists, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it. And then I seen you at that, and you were on the mic, you were like dancing on stage, you were turning up, you were like, I mean, and then now you make beats and all this stuff, but like do you enjoy doing like everything, or do you want to be like the label, like the owner of the label, and like find everyone else to do it, or do you enjoy like being like that Swiss Army knife? I don't think multi-tool.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
Swiss,
do you enjoy being like that type that has a lot going on, or do you wish to like kind of delegate a few other things to a few other people along the way?
I enjoy doing a lot of it because it helps me gain knowledge, so that I know that I can utilize those tools in the future. I do delegate. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, as time's gone on, that I would push off to these guys to do, you know, and I teach them. It's not just me doing it. I'm teaching them how to do it themselves as well. And that's one of the biggest things I think Rock Solid Music Group is here to show, is that like, is educating the artist, because people don't get educated. And this field is not something you get educated in whatsoever. You are in a dark black hole, and unless you have somebody to reach out to give you that guidance, you're in a black hole. You know, so I try to learn what I can learn, and teach it off to them, so that they're able to utilize those skills and abilities for themselves, and as well the group. One person wins, we all win. That's kind of how we all look at it. You know what I'm saying? For sure. So it's a matter of everybody just coming together and culminating their skills to be able to, you know, create a masterpiece.
Yeah.
What maybe you says, what year did like Rock Solid Music Group start exactly?
Officially 2020. 2019 was the beginning of everything.
And I'd say like there isn't very, because like you guys are like you'd rather be, I know it says like music group on the thing, but you guys aren't necessarily a band. You know what I mean? Like, so you guys are all very solo artists that are under the same umbrella in a sense, right?
We feature a lot with each other.
Yeah, but it's not like let's say if one of you wanted to branch off and sign this publishing deal with fucking Sony. It's not like, oh no, you're signing the group Rock Solid Music Group, right? Like Rock Solid Music Group is kind of a label,
right?
Correct.
Yeah. And I'll give a little quick tip just for everybody in the game. So like, as much as great it is to sign to a label or a publishing company right away, the idea is what you want to do is create your own company and then sign to that label afterwards.
Yeah.
That's how you make the most bread from the whole situation.
Save yourself too with all,
You know,
with all the licensing. And
Licensing and contracts, all that stuff. Yep.
Yeah, because like there's not very many labels in Minnesota that are at least like that are like on a successful level of it. Besides like just like your homies and trying like you and your friends and just trying to say like this is a label or whatever. You know, like I would say like Rhyme Sayers is obviously at the top of Minnesota because like I mean they kind of took advantage of like the not take advantage but like they blew up in the past with all like the boom bap like atmosphere type stuff like the Dem Atlas, and then I know even Prof worked with them for like an album. But then other than that, it's like the Stop House Music Group, which is basically what you guys are doing. It's literally just 3 guys. Prof is one of the co-owners of Stop House Music Group, and then it's Mike and Chris, I believe, or Mike, Chris, and one other guy. But it's like 4 guys that are involved in Stop House Music Group, and that's kind of like what you're saying is you want to build up with the brand. That's kind of like what we're doing with Waterwave too. Like we're not necessarily like a label at this point, but like we're all together just owning our own shit and pushing a mission together, which I think is good. And I think there should be more groups like you guys like coming out of Minnesota and like trying to be professional with it. Like these are like, this is the label per se, and these are the artists under the label, rather than like an artist trying to just blow up on their own. Cause it's a little bit more tough. It's a lot more professional when you come off as like, oh yeah, this is my, like, this is who I'm signed with, or this is who I work with and whatnot. But how did you come up with the name Rock Solid? Like, was there,
Was it just a...
No, I think I remember when we were just like, because we had just moved the studio into another room, and you know I was just questions like, man, what, like if we're gonna like start this, like what we call it, man, like, and I think Jelani said something about, man, we gotta just be stand on solid ground, man, like, and then I don't even remember, bro, and then just I don't know, I guess Rock Solid just,
it was just like a quick thing. It was like a
I wasn't there.
It was just like that. It was just something that was just like, it's Rock Solid music.
Yeah,
and then like,
well, no, because I
that.
said it should be Rock Solid label, and then you were like, no, we should be a group, and I was like, oh yeah, that
because we found the name Rock Solid, but then we're going between entertainment or label or music group. Or I think there was another one. Rock Solid Records was another one that we were thinking about.
And then we just talked about like our goals of what we're trying to do, and then the group just came like. Yeah,
it encompasses more than just a record label.
Yeah, because it flows off the tongue well too, like Rock Solid Music Group, RSMG. You know, like kind of like it just like it works well together. It's not forced, and it's like you look at other labels like Stop House Music Group. Like it's not like it's a Stop House record, Stop House label. Like when we thought about it, like what rolls off the tongue for Waterwave, I'd say like a Waterwave Records maybe rolls off better than Waterwave Music Group. But like Rock Solid Music Group rolls off the tongue, so it almost just it works. You know what I mean?
But even just Waterwave, like
for real,
Waterwave is gonna,
like you don't necessarily have to add anything after that.
No.
But like to separate, you know how like we have like
TV.
Waterwave MPLS, which is the store, and
Which
then we
is
have
cold,
Waterwave
bro.
TV, which is the media company and promotion company basically. So that's like our 2 branches of
I'm
Waterwave,
telling
and
you,
then
bro.
as of now, but plenty of other alleys you could go down, but then that's just more taxes you got to do.
For sure.
And it's just like, God damn, I don't even handle that, but I'm already worried about it. So it's like,
I hear that.
but let's talk about, I guess, like the growth from the 2019-2020 days. When was your guys' first show? Like what was your guys' like debut? Like this is like what we got to offer. Because I'd say you can post all you want on social media, but like having people physically come see you, like this is what Rock Solid Music Group has to offer. Like when was that day? Like the like
that was
launch,
in February of 2020.
That was Flowetry, right?
Flowetry, Rhythm and Flowetry. Lisa Brown. Shout out Lisa
Shout out
Brown.
to Lisa Brown, man.
Yeah, Lisa Brown.
I guess we all performed.
Yeah, it was everybody.
That
It was
was when-
everybody but Tandy.
Well, Tandy was there.
Tandy
but
was there.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
But I would say that wasn't. I mean, that was
was a
our
show.
first show, but like that wasn't our show.
first show.
Our first show, I would say, was
was
like our
Poorhouse.
first Poorhouse
Poorhouse
show.
It was
show.
Poorhouse.
Yeah.
Crazy.
20, May 20.
First
21.
venue we get is Poorhouse.
Yeah, no, that was wild, and and
It was
yeah.
dope.
That was
was
great.
really dope.
That was great. That's
That
when
was-
Freak and Torian came
that's
around. You saw Freak, and Freak was like, he's got energy that is unmatched. Unmatched energy. Like in terms of performing, in terms of just being a person around. Oh my goodness.
No, he didn't even know that. Like, not like auditioning for the group, but like this, I want to show, you know, Jelani. I was like, yo, I want these two. He's like, all right, man. Like, and then they just performed their ass off. And
Yeah, that
And was that was the one that had a bunch of performers on it? Or
No, so that
was
time
our
was our
second
second time at Poorhouse. So that was our first time at Poorhouse when we just did a show. It was Rock Solid Showcase.
yeah,
Was it called? Yeah. It was just, I believe it was just all of us. Just all of us performing. And then
ABN.
we brought in ABN
Brody.
came in, Brody. And then
ABN
we brought in that DJ from Florida.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
she was dope, bro.
Nika.
She was Nika.
Shout out to
Nika's so
Nika.
dope.
Nika's
Yeah.
so dope.
Yeah.
From Minnesota, too.
She's from
She was
Minnesota.
dope,
She's
bro.
she's in Miami right now though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She goes hard with Nike. Like,
Yep.
yo. Like I don't know if she just works for Nike or Nike is her sponsor or whatever, but Nike, she got
be fucking with her?
everything Nike.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yes.
No, she was
Like,
dope.
It's
bro.
crazy.
No,
Yeah,
that
she was dope.
But
that
that
show
was
was
the first
crazy
one,
though,
yeah.
because we went to Exchange afterwards, and then we got the DJ to play 2 of our tracks. I think it was 2 or 3 of our tracks. But yeah, no, it was bumping. We got a booth and just kind of celebrated the night because, you know, even though it was we were looking for an outcome, now we found like, okay, this is a learning experience. So each show that we do, we got to keep learning.
Yeah, just trying to get this shit out there more, man.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You have to start somewhere. And
Yeah,
I mean,
for
starting
sure.
at a place like the Poorhouse, like that was one of our first venues too when we came to Minneapolis. We did Skyway Theater, Studio B, which happened to be like our first spot, which was like a blessing.
Yeah.
We just happened to get connected with a worker there because we like reached out or whatever because we seen a show that was happening and they were like, yeah, we can put you, like if we need an opening slot, if someone backs out, we got you. They backed out, we performed, got to talk to them face to face, and then we got to book a day like
That's dope.
soon. So it's like that was like our first show. It was like a showcase. But then other than that, we've thrown a lot of shows at the Poorhouse. But it's like it's a really big venue, so it's like even if you put 300-400 people in there, it
It's
doesn't look full unless it's like spread out, like people aren't like in the back or whatever. But do you enjoy the Poorhouse, like throwing shows there? You think you'll keep doing more there in the future, or are you gonna try to like branch? Because like
Potentially.
I personally kind of like stepped away from it a little bit because of how big it is, and we tend to do like 350 to 420 ish in between there as like our max is for what we've done shows recently. So it's like I'd love to go to a venue that can only hold 450 and put 400 in there. It looks like it looks like there's 1,000 people rather than putting 400 in a venue where there's a 1,500 cap, and then it's just like it almost doesn't look like as successful. But did you find you enjoy like the big stage presence and whatnot of the Poorhouse?
I enjoy it.
I think the stage is just better. Like when you have a
Yeah.
good stage, it's nice. Like it does suck to be in a building and not have it completely packed out. When you look
Yeah.
at it, you're like, well, there are people in here. Obviously, we have
Yeah.
people in here, but like it is a fucking huge ass venue.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
that
with the
shit-
2 levels and shit. But it's
Yeah.
like, because what I enjoyed about the Poorhouse the most is it's very professional looking. Any pictures you take, videos you take from that night, you put on a good event.
Yeah.
No matter of who's there, no matter how many people come up, it's not like it was some rundown little setup stage in the corner of a
Yep.
of a
Right.
ballroom. You know, like,
No.
optics. It's about the optics.
Oh, it's about
Oh,
the
yeah.
optics, yeah. But one thing I did learn, or last time we threw a show there, which made me kind of move on, is the sound guy the sound guy is actually leaving, and he was really good at his. He was pretty good at his
really
job.
good job.
He was really good at his job. So they're gonna have a new sound guy, and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to. I don't know what's gonna happen if there's gonna be issues. So it's like that's why we kind of started venturing other places, and they have like the strict 21 plus unless you want to drop a bag on it, and it's just like. But the Poorhouse is dope. If you're doing any event where you plan on selling 1,000, 1,500 tickets, and you can draw a 21 plus, maybe 18 plus crowd, like it's a great venue for that.
Yes.
I think it's one of our biggest things that, at least I'm planning on for next year, 2023, is bringing a lot more larger artists from from outside of Minnesota into Minnesota. You know what I'm saying? Like, because obviously we can book the place, but you know, people also want to come out to see somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, and to show them off beforehand. It's just
That's what we learned too. It's like we've thrown so many events where it's just been our guys as like the main acts, or maybe one other local act, but it's like you put a little bit of money towards somebody, even if you break even that night. I'd rather break even and sell triple the amount of tickets, get more eyes on our guys, more eyes on our logo.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, let's say you bring out fucking Drake, right? You bring out Drake to the Poorhouse, it'd be crazy. But like, let's just say, you know what I mean? Like, you bring out a good artist to the Poorhouse or wherever you bring him to, and it's presented by Rock Solid Music Group. Your logo's on the flyer, your logo's on the screen behind him.
Yeah.
Even if you only have your artist on there for 20 minutes of the show, like, it's going to build up your brand where people are going to be like, what do they got going on? And that's kind of the key.
That press is ultimate press.
Don't do that.
so that using that guy is a cheat code. But like some bigger artists, but like, you know, when you do use somebody like that, it's some of the ultimate press. Like people look at that person consistently, so like they're gonna see your shit.
And it's like in reality, like a lot of people out here just don't give a fuck about a local show. And that's just like what it comes down to is like if they've seen them perform once already, or they can see they like, oh, I can see this guy perform any weekend. That's why it's like I see people that perform like every weekend. It's like, go get, you know, if that's working for you, go for it. But then it's like, as like someone booking you, it's like, well, you performed the last 5 weekends. Why would I, you know, if are you gonna come see you on this one? It's like, so it's like giving like those that main act why they're coming there, but they may find someone else they enjoy. It's like the main thing with us, like that we're trying to do for the future as well. It's just bring people out here, and it's just like good for credibility and reputation, and
I agree.
It's all around good.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy doing that one with all the acts on it? I know
Absolutely.
you enjoy it because like
Loved it.
Because when we've done like the last show we did, we had 14 people on it, and that was like I haven't did that in years. Or normally it's around 6, 7 to where we have like it's kind of calm, but like when it's boom, 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 it just gets kind of stressful sometimes. So like, how did you manage that?
I was very ahead of it with everybody. So I basically told everybody, here's your set time, and their set times were 15 minutes in advance of what their actual set time was. So everybody showed up well in advance. I also asked them to be there a lot earlier. I ran into a couple issues with people, you know, showing up a little late or whatever, but you know, you just found a way to fit them in. It wasn't bad though. I mean, like I enjoyed it just because a lot of people came out to see the local music, you know, and that's what I felt the most love from Minnesota for that. But I would love to do it again. I want to do it again for sure. Because this, I don't know. I also enjoy stress a little bit.
Yeah, it's like when it's done is like the biggest relief of like, wow, we just accomplished that, we finished that, we did that, you know.
Right.
It's like a good thing. Like,
and everybody was respectful. Like a lot of the artists that were there, because like you had to pay for it. So and a lot of artists in Minnesota, unfortunately, for some whatever reason, feel like they don't have to pay to perform. So a lot of them paid for it. They understood their job. They understood when they had to be there. They understood all the music was in. Everything was taken care of before the show. All you had to do was show up, be there, perform, get off the stage. And you know, shout out Cam Jones. I mean, he was. I told him like, hey man, we got to go rapid fire, and he took control. So I think also having a good DJ with you is gonna make the best situation happen.
Yeah, I'd say I guess I had like on like paying to perform for a lot of our shows. Like I've never accepted $1 for a show yet, and I think that's like on us is like to where I'm kind of hand picking these people. I'm not leaving it open to be like who wants to perform. If I leave it open to that, then obviously like there has to be some type of like benefit for us. But like I always look at it as like if I pick you, I think you might be able to sell 5 tickets for us. You know, like that's where I'm gonna get my $100 bill out of you, or that's where I'm gonna get my $75 bill out of you. But when it's like a newer artist that has no credibility, never performed before, like, yeah, you're going to have to put up some money or put up something to be able to perform at a lot of these events. Cause it's like, no one's like, if you're not proven to bring fans, why would anyone book you? Cause like, you know, like or like if you're doing, you know, if you have a main headliner that costs X amount of dollars, like, yeah, I might take on those few people that are like, yo, I want to pay or whatever. But I'd say for artists that are listening, make sure it's worth your value for whatever you're paying. Because like, let's say if you're paying $50 to perform, you really can't complain about anything. Paying even $100, you can't really complain about whatever happens. As long as your song plays and your mic is on, you can't really complain at the end of the day, because you're going to get use out of it. And you know, and events like this cost money. If you're putting a couple $1,000s down to throw an event, it's just like an artist is complaining about paying $50 to $100 to perform. It's like, oh, then throw your own show, spend $2,500 on a show, and you'll sell 20 tickets maybe, and now you're $2,000 deep instead of just 100. So like it's very smart no matter which way you look at it, to where like if you're a new artist, paying for the opportunity is good, but if you know you've brought a crowd before and someone's like charging, maybe you can present that to them. But I've definitely fancied the idea of like let's say someone pays $250, tickets are $25 each, you give them 15 tickets, right?
For sure.
So they can, so you made $250 off 15 tickets, but now they can go sell all 15 tickets and profit $100 or whatever, you know, like $125, whatever it may be. I've always thought of that idea too, because it's like an incentive for everybody. Like, we made the money off the tickets, now you can bring fans either for free and you eat that $250, or you make money and it helps both of us win, you know.
Yeah.
So that's like the perfect medium that I've kind of thought of. And I know, like, we've done some shit like that in the past, like opening up for a main act and like paying to open, but getting tickets and selling it and making our money back. So it's like we paid zero. Because at the end of the day, every promoter just wants you to bring people in the door. Exactly. And if you can't bring people in the door, then that's what you got to pay. Yeah. Like, that's kind of what the summary for all the artists out there that are wondering about paying for real. You know what I mean? If you can't bring people in the door, you're gonna have to pay to perform. Yeah. Or if you're not close friends or someone that's trying to put you on, whatever, you know, you're gonna have to pay to perform unless you want to pay for your own show. But at the end of the day, you're probably gonna end up paying a lot more doing that.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
A lot more.
What's like let's go with end goal. What's the end goal for Rock Solid Music Group? Let's say in like 10, 15 year plan. Like, what's like your goals of what you want to accomplish as a brand, and maybe little individual goals as well?
As a brand, there's 2 end goals right now. So end goal 1 is for us to make it fully independent, of course. Everybody has their success, and then continuing to grow more success for Minnesota artists as the future goes on. The second goal is to acquire Vanity from another label, so Sony, Universal, whatever the case may be, and then excel and grow from that portion, doing the same exact thing for Minnesota artists and continuing on. I mean, ultimately, we want to help grow this music scene in Minnesota. It's died. You talk to anybody outside of Minnesota, even in Minnesota, and most team, you know, they say Prince, they say Atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? There's not enough people. There's a lot of talent here, and there's not enough people that know about the talent. Yeah. So it's just the goal of helping push that talent. Right now we have 6. Hopefully we can expand out to 50 in 15 years, you know. So just take it day by day type situation.
Facts. Yeah, it's definitely a good goal. And it's like, one thing I've always said too is people, I think, look at me personally, or maybe just us as a brand, but me personally as like, I think I know it all, or I know everything, or I know who's hot and who's not. But like, I
try to come for his top.
But like, that's not even my goal. And like how you said, like, you want to give a platform for Minnesota. That's kind of where we're at, like doing something like this, where you guys get to speak what you got going on, or like where we do our shows and we can talk about what's going on. Like, I don't want to be like Mr. Know-It-All. I don't want to be like that guy that's like, I know everything about Minnesota. Like, these guys are good, these guys are not. Like, because that's, at the end of the day, someone's going to, in 6 months, this person that's music's awful could be amazing, and they could get signed 6 months from now. So it's like, I don't
level up.
Yeah.
People level up.
So it's like, yeah, like the idea of just like having that substance, that platform for people to be able to build off of, I think is like a good thing, kind of like you were talking about. And like co-signing with another label can do that for you, you know? Put the money behind the artist, connect you with artists that you've never thought of before, that you never thought you could sign before, or whatnot. But yeah, I want to get into what you guys do outside of music. I know you talked about he's like the best gymnast in the world, but what's life like outside? Maybe Jayu, if you want to start first.
Man. Yeah, I mean, I've been an athletic guy since I was like 4 years old. So like gymnastics has been a part of my life for a long time. So competed, you know, internationally. I've competed in the United States, won a lot of medals, and then took my talents up here to University of Minnesota from 2014 to 2018. Shout out to the U, even though they closed down our program, but we ain't gonna get into that. But you know, outside of music, I still try to stay fit. You know, I still work out when I can from here and there. But sometimes it's just hard to get away from the music. You know, like I can go and do my work stuff. You know, I do coach gymnastics as well, but it's just something, I don't know. It's hard to just get away because there's always a melody in my head.
Facts. What about you, Xavier?
Yeah,
I know you got the acting going on.
Yeah.
So let's touch on that. Like, what
I
is
watch
your
people's
acting?
dogs sometimes. I get a bag from that shit too. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you usually act in? Like, what? Any role?
Plays musicals. I've done like a Target commercial. I did a commercial for like my college when I went to Bernal in Georgia. But I usually don't do a bunch of film stuff. A lot of stage stuff. I work at like the Children's Theater Company here a lot. The Ordway. I've worked at Theater Latte Da. There's theater artistry. I've worked with History Theater. I'm working with Stages North. That's a new theater. I work with a lot of the theaters here. It's been a blessing, honestly. I came here as a performing apprentice at the Children's Theater Company, and that's like a doorbuster here. Like, everybody sees you. Like, one of the only places, like, there's a few theaters I haven't worked at, but like, I haven't worked at the Guthrie yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, shout out to the G. Shout out to the G. But you know, like, it's a blessing that they keep hiring me to do what I do. Like,
He's a good actor. He's being modest. He's a
Very
great
good
actor.
actor.
I
He's
love
going out to New York City to act.
Telling you, he's a great actor. Oh, my
I
goodness.
don't even know if I should. Well, I mean, maybe. Well, when does this drop?
Soon.
How soon?
Probably this.
Wild.
Probably by the end of this week.
Okay, I'm just thinking, well, because I fly to New York on the 18th, and I'm just like, well, yeah, I'm going to go work at a theater there, the Public Theater. I don't know if I'm really allowed to publicly talk about what I'm doing yet, but that's the theater who where Hamilton started, and it went to Broadway, and like, it's crazy because like Hamilton like became one of the first like musicals to like make sure people like that develop the musical like get like residuals from it. Like, they get a check from Hamilton just playing consistently. Like, it's crazy.
Like the Christmas song, was it Mariah Carey that made the Christmas song that gets played
Forever.
Yeah, that she makes
Forever.
$10 to $50 million every Christmas season every time.
Think
she
about
does
that.
song.
ridiculous.
That's the
ridiculous.
only modern day Christmas song that is like a super duper hit from time.
Yeah.
Like, no one else has ever done that.
I know Lil Nas X tried to throw his in there, but he has
tried.
like I forget how it goes, but he has a
Just
holiday
don't go.
song.
It don't go.
It ain't.
It's
It,
not-
nothing's
it
going.
won't.
It's
not
like
gonna go.
Mariah Carey, bro. That bitch is nothing's going. Nothing's going.
That
like
song will
Mariah-
never be gone.
No, it's never, bro. It's historic now. Like, I mean, she's gonna probably catch the most weeks at #1 eventually from that continuously going #1 every year. Because
Yep.
now that I mean, streaming's a thing. Like, everyone just having the album before, you couldn't calculate those plays.
Yeah.
People are calculating almost everything now. Everything's under a microscope, so you know like who's listening to what. And Christmas time comes around, that shit is booming.
Facts.
Yeah. So
Cool. And what you reels? You got any life outside of Rock Solid, or is it everything right now?
No, man. I sell cars too. So if you need a whip, hit me up.
Okay.
Got you covered. No, I mean a lot of it actually is just it's work. It's work between both of them.
Mhm.
I work that job 9 hours a day. Come home. I've been out of it for a little bit, but make beats, engineer their music, go to bed, restart.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out what the next play is. You know.
We need a relaxing day. That's what we need.
We need lots of
Like-
we need a vacation.
Like, for
that
real,
part,
like,
Cabo or something.
It's good to like step away from the music, like making music, but like enjoy what we've already made, and then just kind of
Yeah.
like step
Trying to
away.
go
I
Yeah.
find a lot of enjoyment out of making music because
Yeah.
I'm able to express myself when I make my beats. I feel like that's the easiest way for me to express
I
myself.
always ask you, like, what did you feel when you made
Shoot,
this? That's how I'm able to
man.
write sometimes.
But I mean, I just want to, I want to be a producer and an engineer. I want to I want to tap into that. I feel heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a sound in terms of how I engineer a lot differently from other people.
Yep.
I feel like I produce things a lot differently from other people. It's nowhere near like the sound of other people. So I want to spread that to the world. I feel like other people can hear it and they can enjoy it and they can put their art with it too. It's all about just putting all the art together, you know.
Yeah,
So,
he's really good at like coming out, like making the song come out how like you really like want it to sound. Like,
Yeah.
I just dropped my first album. It's called The Plan, and as I like
Shout out to the plan.
Hey. But no, like it's crazy because I would re-listen to it over and over again, and I told him kind of how I want like my album to sound, and like the way that he like mix and the way that he just allows my vibrato or any type of feeling, he just makes it come out, and that's
Go
what,
stream Suns Out. Go watch that music video. That shit's fire. I'm in it. I'm also in the background on
Hey,
the song.
You acting in it?
In
Kinda.
no, I'm just
He got the
no,
camera.
I'm not acting. I'm making drinks and shit. I'm making drinks and shit.
That was a fun time, man.
Oh yeah. I also just dropped a new single, and a video. Not Your Vibe. Video goes crazy. Shout out to Justin, the DP.
Hey,
Yo, goes
Justin.
crazy.
No, for real.
It was a wonderful experience. If you guys get a chance, go check that shit out on YouTube.
Well, I got to shout out to Matt Wells. He made my first music video. So shout out to Matt Wells.
Yes, shout out to Matt Wells.
He did that.
Okay.
He had cold video.
Those are people
Both of
who
them.
I'm like, you were talking about that dude earlier. I'm like, those are people who I'm feeling like I want them to just like get
They
up
both
there and
are.
be
Bro,
like,
'cause
I want
they-
people to be calling them because
yeah,
they fucking do
they
this shit.
cold.
Like they're cold. Like
Cold, man.
I like their work.
Well, let's talk about the album, the plan a little bit.
Oh,
While
man.
we're on the subject, I mean, you got the Rock Solid guys in there: Xavier, Freak, Tandy.
Yeah. Yeah. The plan was kind of it was a beautiful album. I really wanted a lot of local artists to be on the album. Talked to Xavier, and I was like, you know what, I really want to go the route of R&B, because like before then I was just like rapping, because sometimes it just felt easier to rap. But I've been a singer all my life, and just like these two tell me, is like, you can sing your ass off, and I'm like, all right, I got to do it. So actually the plan, that concept came, it was like when we first started. I shout out to Sophie for making the cover art. I got to give her a shout out. I do. But I have to say that, it wasn't ready. The sound that I wanted it to sound like, kept changing.
No, I'm sorry,
them
you
in the
just said that,
sweatshop.
and that's like, when you just start making music and you want it to sound a certain way,
Yeah.
but you just haven't figured the shit out yet. Like,
That was me, but I'm
it's hard when
stubborn.
you start making music, and then like you look at the progress you've made from the shit you started, and look at where you are today, and you're like, oh my god, thank God, and thank God I waited.
Yeah.
The whole
And-
thing was like a year and a half process.
It was a
wow.
year and a half, man, and like I needed one more song, and that's when Sun's Out literally like took the cap for the thing, because I do try to make a lot of music, and sometimes I'll get stuck on it, and then I'll just keep going sometimes. But really, when this dropped, it was beautiful. Honestly.
Stream Overtime.
Yeah, y'all want an R&B hit, man. Straight up overtime, but
Yeah, I love my R&B, man, and I just wanted to bring kind of like my new wave of R&B. I know people always say, I'm gonna bring this new wave of I want to change. No, I want people to kind of hear my new wave of R&B, and I kind of stem a lot of stuff off of Chris Brown. Shout out to the GOAT. But this album is just a good starter for what's to come. I want to be a great dancer. I want to be able to produce
You can
really
dance,
good.
too.
Yeah, man. I just want to be able to produce good music videos. I have a story to tell, and each album is gonna kind of tell that story. So wait for the next music video. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
And then your new single video, Not Your Vibe, with Tandy. It's got the little
Yeah.
summer vibe to it.
Yeah.
So whoever it's directed to, they must not like summer. It must not be their vibe.
Nah, just like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm enjoying myself, and like, if I'm not your vibe, whatever, fuck it, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go and enjoy that shit.
And he
pop
truly
off on
liked
my
that
shit.
too.
Like,
Truly.
whatever. Like, no. So that's really just like all that shit's about. Yeah, no, I don't remember, like, I was making that song and I was just like, yeah, this is the one I'm about to release next. And I was like, I hadn't done a song with Tandy in a minute. It like we had been working on stuff, but like we were working on a bunch of his songs, and so I was like, bro, I want to put you on this song. So I sent that shit to him, and he was like, yes. Yeah, and I was like, fuck it, fuck yes, thank you. And then getting that video done and shit. Shout out to Tandy. That man is extremely fucking talented.
He is,
like,
man.
his work ethic is crazy.
It is,
He'll
man.
go and lay down mad tracks. Like,
and hits.
I won't see
Really,
him for
really
a
good.
while, and I come back and I'd be like, 10 new tracks. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? bro. What's going on?
I'd say, speaking of Tandy, he's not here at the moment, but he just did a tour stop or two with Dizzy Wright.
Yeah.
He was,
Shout
DJ
out.
Reels is on that tour.
Yeah.
You went with him
I
with
did.
that?
Yeah, that was a great experience.
Frequent, too.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
cool.
Freak went too, yeah.
Oh, Freak did go too.
He did go, yeah. And that was, I mean,
I should've
just the
went.
whole thing was eye opening to
Yeah.
to see what it's like to go perform out of this state.
Yeah, that's one thing we haven't. Well, we did Madison one time on the campus, but other than that, we haven't really gone out.
Madison's a spot,
Like-
though.
Yeah, we just did like a house party thing a couple of years ago or whatever for homecoming, but like we haven't really hit a stage in another state.
Got you. It's like with the small towns, because we hit a lot of small towns.
Mhm.
They show so
They
much
show
love,
bro.
so much love,
Mhm.
because like I mean, and we can just connect with them. You know,
Mhm.
we're able to actually talk with them, have conversations with them. We learned a lot also being on tour. You know, conversating with Dizzy and the tour manager. Me and the tour manager pretty tight. And it was just an experience, man. And I know Tandy loved it. He got to go out there and show what he had to offer to all these people, and you know, it showed just from, you know, we saw his following going up. He saw his Spotify, Apple Music streams going up. You know what I'm saying? So like it shows and it proves touring actually matters,
Yeah.
which is a great thing too. So
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
well, I mean, you know,
Did he
some-
do how many? Did he do 1 or 2 stops?
6.
Oh, 6? I thought it
they
was like
were-
2.
No, they were all.
Nah,
weird.
God, man.
They were moving.
That shit was
fun,
tragic, man. Hey, man, late nights.
Yeah, so you really got the feel. That's fun.
Yeah,
That's
man.
dope. Then.
But he loved the stress though.
Shoot,
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
trying
fun.
to do a tour soon. I've been not bugging, but I've been trying to get on that one of those prof tours or whatever,
Yeah.
just because like I think they sell out everywhere they go, and it's
Yeah.
like dope fans and whatnot. So it's like
Yeah.
I've been dying to get on one of those, or like really, I mean, it doesn't have to be anyone local, but even like or like a Young Gravy tour, like just get tagged along for like 6 to 12 stops or some shit would just be dope, just to like
Yeah.
get in front of all these different states and everything. The only bone to pick I have with Tandy, I'm not throwing no shade, but he need to get some drip.
He got some.
He
just got a chain.
He's got a chain.
He's got a chain.
Cause like what I was
But Tandy-
because this is my perception of Tandy, right?
Tandy don't be giving
Su-
a fuck.
He
No,
don't.
that's what I'm
He
saying.
don't.
Adam
He-
Sandler listens
like,
to music.
I've always like you could tell he's super talented in his music and everything you've been saying, but it's like in this day and age, at least like he's got to have some type of like image. Like he looks like from an outside perspective looking in, he just looks like some random hick that's trying to like make rap music. You know what I mean? Like from an outside looking in. So it's like it's almost and I heard this on Nav's podcast he did with the Full Send, but he was like when Nav was first getting in the music scene, he was always worried about what he was wearing, but like his friends were like, bro, just wear all black and then get a nice little chain. That's all you need. Like all black, all just plain shit, because it's like people are so worried about that type of stuff. So if you take that worry away, and so they don't have to judge you about what you got on, then they'll forget about the perspective of who you are.
But
you know what I
also,
mean?
if you don't give a fuck,
That's
people will,
But you
people
kinda
will
have
fuck
to, though.
with you not giving a fuck.
But
you know
like,
what I mean?
but like looking in, like okay, like I'm not even trying. I'm definitely not hating on
No,
nobody.
no,
but,
no,
like,
no, no.
but like trying to give some tips and tricks is like if he didn't have if it wasn't like in one thing he's wearing just a random. He seems like he just wears whatever. He doesn't give a fuck. So it's like if you kind of like just looked a certain way, you would lose that stereotype. You know what I mean? Like you would just lose the stereotype of being like some random hick white boy that's rapping. You know what I mean? And I don't necessarily get that from him, but I can see that perception. Like when I first seen him, first ever looked at his gram, his little videos of him freestyling and shit, I was like, oh, he's dope. But like, who is this guy? Like who is this? You know, who is this guy? You kind of see that off of their page. You kind of get the feeling of who these people are before you meet them, and it's almost just like, if you just wear some normal clothes. Don't try to like put on a certain persona. Don't try to drip if you can't go all out. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I've seen. But that's just my little bone to pick with Tandy, I guess. Just like because that's probably the only thing I would say that could potentially be holding him back is that people get a perception of oh, he's just like some hick white guy that wears whatever and doesn't have a fresh haircut. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of how the game is. That's like.
I know what you're saying.
people,
but I mean,
people
yeah,
always
it
want
works.
somebody to be
They-
styled.
they
and
do.
shit.
Yeah.
Like,
They do.
like
Yeah.
The
Oh
thing,
my
the thing
goodness.
about it is like it's kind of crazy. The thing about it is like if you listen to the music, he tells you why.
Yeah, and you don't even have to spend a lot of money on clothes, but it's just like wearing basic stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't spend a lot of money on my clothes at all. I wear like plain black with maybe a little bit of text, white tees, whatever color tees. Like it's just easy.
This man owns a vintage thrift shop with like sneakers.
Stop, bro.
I don't spend a lot of money on my shit.
I'm
though.
vintage, bro. Like I'm vintage to the core. I'm gonna always be vintage, bro. I'm telling you. Even if
vintage is dope.
you know, getting up
He
there
says,
making
"I do
money.
not
Hell
spend
yeah, bro.
No money on my
No,
shit."
just anything long and baggy. I'm
shoes,
a dancer,
but
bro. Like anything
not
long and
clothes.
baggy, bro.
Well, you wearing merch too, so
Yeah,
it's,
I always be wearing my own shit, or
I
just
hear
like
that.
I was wearing. I had literally just swap shirts because I just did one before y'all. I had a Piff shirt on, like 50%, if not more, of my closet's all just Minnesota brands. Like that's just kind of where it came down to. But yeah,
Yo,
done.
Shout out
talking
to another Minnesota brand, that Hug Your Homie shit.
Yeah,
Yo,
homie, bro.
Homie.
fucking, I just ordered one of those. I'm about to get one of them.
Oh,
hoodies.
the hoodies. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking to me about. Yeah, I lined one up with him. I was like, "Hug, that sounds so familiar." But yeah,
Yeah.
I literally I got one. I'm supposed to be getting one of those soon because he like makes them all one
Yeah.
one of one. I'm pretty sure. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I put my little. I'm excited. I can't wait to get mine.
But one of the last things I have for y'all is like, what's the next thing coming up for Rock Solid? You know, and is there potentially like, I don't, maybe you dropped when I missed it, but like a Rock Solid music group album, tape, or anything like that?
We
Is
haven't
there?
done it yet.
is
That's
that
so
like a-
funny.
That is
That's so
totally that
crazy.
way, bro.
We,
It's crazy
Because you
bro,
guys all make music
I'm-
together, drop music together, but it's not necessarily on a central.
yeah, we
album.
got a lot of tracks together
Yeah.
that haven't even been heard. But
It's
the
crazy
text this
because
morning
I
was
sent them a text this morning. I was like, we have to make a DJ Reels album. And what I meant by that was I'm about to hit up local artists. Like I want them to like either I'm gonna send them, you know, tracks from DJ Reels. They can come over, we can make tracks and stuff like that. And I want to make like an album, you know, like and just put it out there. You know, if they make a dope track, put that thing on the album. They can spin it. They can be like, yo, this DJ cold, bro. Let's keep doing this. Like, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. It's a good avenue. I think it's a good avenue.
I don't
for
think
a
DJs
DJ.
do that anymore. Really.
No, man, just
Nah,
DJ Khaled, bro.
It's
Like-
mainly just be a lot of cash grabs out there, like big like DJs that have a good following will be like, yo, you want to get on my DJ hosted mixtape, 100 songs on it, you know, $1,000 to get on or some stupid
Right,
shit.
well-
Like it's like,
bro.
you know what I mean? Like it's very, there's a lot of cash grabs when it comes to that type of stuff, but like there's not very many of those that are like authentic anymore. Like
yeah,
you see like maybe like Metro Boomin did one or like someone like that, but like where they're just getting all their industry friends on it. But like,
Yeah.
a lot of the, like there's no like DJ mixtapes like
There's no
that.
fucking drama no
it's-
more.
no,
Fucking
bro, it's-
DJ drama making fucking crazy mixtapes.
There's like 4 or 5 tracks on that album so far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been on the works for probably about a year now.
Brother,
Yeah, bro.
we started doing one of those too,
I'm telling you,
and
man.
it was when we had another engineer in here. Shout out Gibby.
Gibby.
Shout out, come
Shout
on,
out
Gibby.
Gibby.
Come
I
on,
have to
Gibby.
book
And
with
we
him.
just
I've
need
been
to.
telling him I'm
He hasn't been working in here for about a year now because he got his own space. But it's
Okay.
like he was the one that was engineering the Water Wave album that we were putting together. So we have like 20 unfinished tracks that are like, hopefully he still has all the stems or whatever to him to like where we could pick and choose which ones we still want. But that was like a year ago now. So it was like
I'm telling
right when we moved in here, that was like our plan. Like we got to get something going, and it never finished. But like we did have a lot of it in the works. But I think like it's just, you know, it's cool. It's just another form of content to put out. Let people all
Yeah.
come to a certain.
Shout
There's
out
a-
Jake. Is he still making music? I feel like I saw a post. Yo, congratulations on about getting married. Like,
married,
yeah,
man.
for real.
Yeah,
for
we've
real.
been I've been talking to Jake about that. I definitely won't speak on it too much, but I'm trying to get him back into music because like he definitely took a little break because he's been doing it for years. You know, he's been doing it. He's been doing it since he was probably in high school. So it's like you've been doing it for so long and maybe hasn't paid off as much as you'd want. So it's like you kind of focus on life for a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I'm trying to. I think he has like at least a little bit more left in the tank to try to light the fire again or before it's
I
too
hope
late
so,
in
man.
a sense,
He
you know.
good, bro.
But,
I love his music.
But yeah, no, we're trying to get him back in because he's just super talented. And
He
even
is.
if he doesn't
Crazy,
want to,
man.
and even if he's not trying to like drop music like that anymore, like he definitely has like the writer sense to him where he could write for anybody
Yeah,
and
man,
whatnot.
like,
Because like the shit that he be making and like writing and shit, like even the shit that he don't drop is insane. Like he hasn't
I've been
dropped
in
a
the
song
stew
in
with
a
him.
long time.
Man.
Yeah.
We've had him in the studio, man, and he's
I've
just
been in the studio. with him.
Mhm.
he is crazy, man. I love
Yeah.
that kid's music.
What's next for me? Shit, there's so much shit that I've been working on. I got so many stupid tracks laying around that I've been trying to like form shit. Me and T, Torian, that T. We got a little EP joint working up. I got another EP called Heartbreak on Overdrive.
Come on.
So I'm trying to tag that all up together. and maybe I shouldn't have said it too early, but we'll see. Like, I'm trying to get it.
Hey man, only the die-hard fans are sticking around till the end to hear that anyway. So they
Hey,
deserve
come on.
the little
Deserve
sneak
to hear
peeks.
that.
They deserve the
Come
sneak
on.
peeks.
Yeah,
Come on.
there we go. Well, that's that.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's in the works, but we'll see if it comes.
It's gonna come.
I'm trying to work on my Christmas album.
It's gonna
yeah,
come.
man. I showed him one of my Christmas songs.
Take down Mariah
this
Carey.
Christmas.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, he said there's a
go
lot of
ahead.
money in the Christmas game, man, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and he loves like my Christmas songs. Like, I kind of
If
did.
you
a-
can
produced
make a
a couple
fucking
of them.
Christmas hit, bro, you'll never go hungry. You will never go hungry.
Yeah, so like that's why like even like with the plan and stuff like that, I if I have to push it off, I push it off because I'm a perfectionist. I want it to sound how I want it to sound. But other than that, you got Intermission of Pain that's gonna come out January 6th. There's a reason why January 6th.
Okay. Cool.
But that's gonna be a really really dope album, in my opinion.
He's got like 30 other projects.
That's true. Man. This is a man that
John
works on
Star.
multiple projects at the same time, bro.
It's like,
I know that Freak's got a project coming out here.
ooh, shout out Freak.
Shout out Freak, bro. When it
Yeah,
rains,
man.
it pours.
When it rains, it pours.
That one's gonna be
Stupid.
crazy. I mean, like in terms of what Freak makes, Freak is a lyrical savant, and he is one that talks about his real life experiences.
R&B to his mom, man.
R.I.P. to his mama, bro.
Yeah.
And like he
Absolutely.
is. You guys are gonna want to tap into that. I think
Yeah,
what
man,
day is that?
he-
It's September 30th.
September 30th.
September
man.
30th.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
dropping.
Damn, I wish I could be here for that.
Tandy's got something dropping as well.
28th.
October 28th.
Yeah.
His album's called acronym is Tyler. Take Your Love Elsewhere.
Yeah.
That one's gonna be dropping. That one's gonna have a ton of great hits on it.
Oh, yeah, man. He's tapping into a lot of his. I love his emotions. I love when he can spill it out into a track. And you just hear it. You feel it every time.
I know that we got Javon still working on some. He's got an actual project. He's gonna be dropping out an EP here in the next month or so. And then Torian Wright's also got a little something he's planning on dropping before the end of the year as well for everybody. So Rockstar Music Group just got into a new studio too. So we're gonna be opening up our studio for more studio sessions. We have actually been closed down for a little bit because of spacing.
Yeah, man.
And so now we got a lot open space, a lot more open space,
And only the diehard fans will know this right now.
that's cool. Diehard fans can come to the studio
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. Come through.
Come through to the studio.
To the studio.
Shoot.
It's great space, man.
Other than that, man, we're just looking to put on some more shows. I
Yeah.
know we got First Avenue talks right now. We're gonna keep going.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last little shout outs before we send it off for y'all?
Shout out Waterwave.
Shout out.
Appreciate you
Waterway.
bringing us on.
Yeah.
man.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you.
Shout out to my girl.
Rock solid, whipping up water.
Of course you're gonna say that.
Of course, I'm gonna
nonsense.
shout out my girl, bro. What you mean?
Shout out
love,
Danielle.
man.
Shout out Danielle.
Come on,
She
we
not-
love love.
You know, you're not gonna make me look fucking crazy.
right,
out here.
'cause
You
she gonna
shout
be
his
like, why
girl
not
out
me?
and
Why
and
not
I didn't
me?
shout my girl out. The fuck?
I might have to shout out my girlfriend.
Come
Yeah.
on, bro.
Like,
We love love,
honestly,
bro. We love it.
This nigga try to make me look bad.
Yeah.
The fuck?
God damn.
We gonna have to work soon.
Yep.
For real.
You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know.
saying?
We
have to
be
work soon,
we be
man.
trying to we just be doing a lot of shit and trying to we're trying to automate things soon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to automate the store, trying to automate social media postings, like to where we just have people doing it so that we have time to actually keep growing as a brand. Because right now we're very like, I wouldn't say we're stagnant, but like we're just kind of like going with we're like doing what's working right now instead of advancing to the public eye at least. Like we have a lot of shit going on behind the scenes, but like to the public eye, like we always want to keep growing because that's a good perception to have. But yeah, we're trying to automate things so that we can kind of just do whatever we want and not have to worry about spending labor hours in places that don't need to be labored. But
For sure.
make sure y'all tap in with them. You want to throw their Instagram on the screen one more time for them, Jackson, so that they can tap in. Rock Solid Music Group. You see it on there. What is it? RSMGMN on the gram for all you audio listeners.
Going global, baby.
If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like, all that. If it's your first time on here, for sure subscribe. Tap in with what else we got going on. We do a lot of podcasts, vlogs, concert recaps. We throw events and a few other random things you'll see on our channel that we just kind of decide we want to do whenever we want to do it. So subscribe, like, share, all that. If you're an audio listener, leave us a good review. Come shop with us at 1521 Como Avenue, Southeast Minneapolis. We got vintage shoes, hype, and exotic pops, Minnesota brands, a bunch of other shit. But yeah, shout out to Rock Solid Music Group, and I'm out. Peace.
That was radio show.